Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are watching from in the world. Hello to AJ from Indiana, Roan's Travels from Texas, Jacob and Ishmael, Queen Donut, Haley, Esther watching from Italy, and Ishmael and Starlight Night. It is good to see you guys here this morning. This is going to be a shorter live stream. We have some little guests to show you, some baby desert tortoises. We're in the middle of running an animal camp, which has been a lot of fun, and these guys are so cute. I thought, you know what, you need to see them too. So take a look at how tiny they are. These guys are just 10 months old, and this one here, Mastad, will you take this guy and put him a little bit closer so they can see? This guy here, his shell is rounded and normal, just like a tortoise shell should be. But this little guy, we think that when he was in the nest, the mom was a little crowded in her burrow, and probably the egg got a little squished. And so one of his legs, you can see, is coming out a little bit the wrong direction. But he can move around well with his other 3 legs and is growing pretty well, even though he has a misshapen shell, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of nice that he's born in captivity, because I imagine something like that would make it a lot harder to survive.
It's true. So since he was born in captivity and is a pet, where he's getting food and is growing just fine. But if this had happened out in the wild, he would probably be coyote food or something, because he's having a little bit of a harder time maneuvering because that one leg doesn't work. Now, these little tortoises are super cute, and desert tortoises themselves are a really interesting animal. If you are not aware or haven't seen them before, I want to tell you just a couple facts about them. So they are reptiles, obviously, and they're very strong diggers. This little guy is only about 10 months old, but we have a bigger desert tortoise that I'm going to ask Math Dad to get right now to show you what he'll look like when he grows up, because he's going to get a lot bigger, and he's going to live longer than me if he doesn't get sick or have anything else happen to him, and an accident or an illness. Tortoises actually have a longer lifespan than people do. So this desert tortoise here, you can see, is a lot bigger than the little babies we were just looking at. And these feet right here are quite powerful, and he's like, put me down. And I will put him down, because he's not a very big fan of being held. Unlike the little guys here, they're very strong diggers, and they dig burrows in the desert that other animals use. Now, we'll be talking a little bit more about turtles and reptiles in our animal camp today, but I wanted to share those with you just because they were so cool. And then I also wanted to talk to you guys, if you can put those back in the box, talk to you guys just a little bit about the summer and next school year and things that are happening on the channel. And can I just say that sometimes when we have negative emotions, we're like, oh, I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel nervous or scared. And we just sort of push them away and try and bury them. Matt, Dad, how do we feel about this next year?
Trepidation. Yeah. There's so many unknowns. And my guess is that most of you are in the same spot. We don't know what will school look like this next year. And even if there's a plan for what your school is going to look like, there's no reason to have any confidence that that's actually what it's going to look like. So we're kind of at the mercy of forces that are out of our control.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a little nervous about what's going to happen in this next school year and trying to just figure out what is the best balance, because we have our YouTube channel, which we love and we want to devote time to, but we're also parents. We also have 3 kids. And if our 3 kids are not going to be in school, but are going to be doing distance education, then one of us needs to be able to give more time to our kids. And so we're trying to figure that out. Also, during the summertime, there is this thing called the summer slump for educational channels. And everybody I know who has an educational YouTube, in the summertime, the views drop way low. And then in the school year, the views go up again. And the videos that you release publicly on YouTube, they have what you would call a view velocity. And if they get a lot of views in the beginning, then they will go on to find an audience and get additional views, and your channel will continue to be recommended.
Yeah, the algorithms actually put your content in front of more people if you meet certain criteria. So if you have this good velocity.
And if you are releasing videos and the views are lower and lower each time you release the videos, it's actually going to be detrimental to the channel in the long run. So right now, because we are seeing the summer slump in the Science Mom YouTube channel, it makes sense for us not to release videos publicly the next month and a half or so, just because the views are lower. And when school starts again, I really hope that we're able to share science with a lot of people. And the best chance of us doing that is if, I think it'll be better if we take a break for a little bit rather than doing the Wednesday videos. But having said that, I know that we do have some dedicated patrons and some fans who are tuning in and would really appreciate it if we kept doing these weekly live streams. So our plan next week, we're going to be traveling, so we won't have one next week. But after that, we plan to keep doing them, but have them be unlisted. So we'll post them on Patreon. And you guys let me know what your thoughts are about Facebook. So Math Dad thinks that we ought to just keep putting them on the public page in Facebook. And I don't feel like Facebook penalizes. Well, really, they just want you to pay so that people who follow your page will see your content. So they keep saying, why don't you boost this post to me? No. But I don't think they penalize as much as YouTube does for lower views. So we could probably keep doing that. I also thought about making a group. So
in the comments, we had some things being said. So yeah, Ryan pointed out, hey, we got year-round school here. No summer slump for us. So I did see people asking about animal camp. So
animal camp
we're currently running a week-long camp where we have 2 hours each day. We're making crafts. We're working our way through the animal kingdom, talking about all the neat critters that are out there. And it's been a lot of fun so far. If you want to learn more about animal camp, you can probably go to the Science Mom Patreon page.
And on social media, I've posted links on all of our social media too. And you can still sign up and you can watch the replays for the first 2 days if you're interested in animal camp. And Lynette says animal camp's been great. We love it. So glad. And Ryan says Patreon videos fine for us. And Christine says we'll watch on Facebook. Math King David says no Facebook. This is why we stream to YouTube and Facebook, because we recognize that there are people who are comfortable in one or the other and not the other. So Kate agrees that she likes Facebook because it'll give you a little reminder if you mark that you want to watch the live stream. I like that.
I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know how this works. I get frustrated every time. So it's not a friendly platform in my opinion.
No, he's not a fan of Facebook at all. I want to share with you real fast. I did make some animal masks to go along with animal camp. These are on our Teespring site because I thought they were fun, but I also thought they might be a good thing to help talk about negative emotions, because we're all feeling more of these lately. Things have been stressful. And if you're feeling sad or grumpy, sometimes it's better to take a little bit of time to feel sad and grumpy rather than trying to pretend like you don't feel sad or grumpy. So I made those animal face masks, and I will share the link real fast for our Teespring store for just a sec.
I have some jokes from yesterday's show that actually didn't make it onto the animal camp show. So I thought I'd share some of those with you here.
Time for dad jokes.
All right. How does a bird with a broken wing manage to land safely?
How does a bird with a broken wing manage to land safely? I am not sure.
With a sparrow shoot. Sparrow shoot.
Oh, a sparrow shoot. I like it.
Parachute. Yeah, okay, that was a stretch. All right. All right. How do you catch a unique bird?
How do you catch a unique bird? Carefully. With a net? I don't know.
You sneak up on it.
You sneak up on it. I like it.
How do you catch a tame bird?
How do you catch a tame bird? Hold on, I'm stepping on papers. You sneak up on it is for a unique bird, tame bird. I don't know.
The tame way. You sneak up on it.
The tame way.
The same way. You sneak up on it. That's right.
Those are great. And thank you, Blanca, for dropping the link in the chat.
Yeah, very helpful. Okay, why does a stork stand on one leg?
Why does a stork stand on one leg?
Maybe it should be a flamingo.
Why does a flamingo stand on one leg? I don't know.
Right. Well, if it lifted the other leg, it would fall over. It's both legs, right? It's got to stand on at least one leg.
So. All right, so there's no pun in that one.
All right.
Nakia says, Math Dad, please keep your day job. Math Dad is planning on keeping his day job. I have to tell you, I have tried a couple times to recruit him over and be like, hey, we could be super adventurous and we could go at this YouTube thing full time. But Math Dad has a really good day job and he really likes the people that he works with at Nevada State College.
I'm a tenured assistant professor. Yeah,
shout out to NSC. It's a great place. So.
And I love teaching math too. I get to teach some really fun classes with good students. So.
Yeah.
All right.
And Mason asked, what time does this end? We're going to wrap up probably in about 3 or 4 minutes, as soon as our jokes are done and we answer a couple questions.
Why do ducks fly south?
For warmer weather.
Because it's too far to walk.
Because it's too far to walk.
Yeah, they've got to fly.
They got to fly because it's too far to walk.
All right. And then my last one here. What kind of math do birds like?
Ooh, what kind of math do birds like? I'm trying to take fly and fractions and make a new word. I don't think it's going to work. All right, what is it?
Algebra.
Algebra. I should have seen that coming. I like it. I'm gonna answer a couple questions. Malika asks if we would do other subjects like history or social studies in the future, especially given the uncertainties for next school year. Oh my goodness. So here's sort of where I'm at. I see what's happening this next school year, and I think I just want to teach every day and help people throughout this crazy time with the virtual. Yes, Amber, you can throw tomatoes at Math Dad. So I would really love to do more, kind of like we did through quarantine, to be live streaming every day, but we don't have the resources at the moment to do that.
Right. Well, and so the more time we spend streaming, I mean, we can certainly spend more time in front of the camera, but then the quality of the content goes down when we don't have time to prep or
to edit the videos.
Research things. Yeah, and that's certainly, with the live streams, standards are what they are. We do our best, but when we also want to try to produce some good educational content, and that requires a lot of editing and just a lot of planning, and it can be kind of frustrating sometimes. Boy, how long did that take just to get that 1 minute of video footage looking good?
Kate Hobson has a joke. What snake is really good at maths?
What snake is? I know it.
What is it?
It's an adder.
An adder? Awesome! I love it. I love it.
I might tell that one later today. That's a good one.
And Pixel8 asked if we saw his pictures of the origami bird feeders. Yes, we did. We loved seeing everyone's pictures of the origami birds and the birdseed ornaments that we made yesterday.
Paper bag.
Yep, the paper bag puppets. So just to sum up, we won't be live streaming next Wednesday because we are traveling. But following that, we will be streaming to Facebook and on Patreon, but not publicly on YouTube, just because when school starts in the fall, we would really like to have the educational videos that we release reach a wide audience, help as many teachers and families as possible. And if they continue to have kind of a lower view velocity each time, then in the fall, when we start up again, our videos aren't going to reach as many people.
So will the Patreon videos be free?
If people,
So are you going to only advertise to patrons?
I was going to do them. So I was going to do them as unlisted videos on Patreon, but I can make the posts public, and then anyone can see them.
We announce it. It'll just be unlisted, so you're not going to find it searching. The only way
to find it is through
come up with the links,
which will be on Patreon.
Because then in theory, as an unlisted video, the algorithm wouldn't care about views.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right.
But no, you can totally watch them. You just have to get the link. You won't just be able to search the Science Mom channel. So if as long as we announce it publicly, which is the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, I would love to just I want to tell you guys, if you're feeling stressed, it's okay. We're going through kind of a stressful time together right now. It's totally okay to feel sad, to feel anxious, to feel stressed. We've been there the last few days just looking at this next school year and being like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? It's tough.
Definitely more questions than answers.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. And then does anyone else have any other questions for us real quick? And Starlight Night, you can still see the videos. You'll just have to get the unlisted link on Patreon, or I'll be posting it to Facebook as well. And then Zara asked, there was a live stream yesterday. We're doing Animal Camp. Animal Camp, though, we asked people to register. One of the challenges having a career as a creator online is that people who are watching through Facebook or YouTube, I don't have any way to contact them. And when I do a post on YouTube or a post on Facebook, the algorithms kind of decide whether or not to show that to people who follow the page and people who subscribe. And so with our Animal Camp, we're hoping to gather email addresses of people who really would like to support what we're doing in the future. And if we can run a camp or some paid thing every couple months, and then gather more email addresses so that we can have direct contact with our fans and get some revenue that way, then we'll be able to continue doing videos on YouTube ad-free, which is our goal.
It's really important to us. We want to not put ads on these because we want educators to be able to show these in the classroom, all the videos and content. But if you don't run ads, then you're not actually making any income. And I mean, Science Mom pretty much did this for 3 years without really making any money. She lost a lot of money. But at any rate, though, now with quarantine, we actually have a big fan base, and things are looking a lot better for us and for the channel, and we're really excited for what we've been able to do and what we're going to be able to.
Lynette asked if everything on Patreon is posted on Facebook. I do try to cross post so that if you are a patron, you see everything we do, and if you're on Facebook, I try to post there as well without being too repetitive, which is sometimes challenging. And then Krista points out, there are patron-specific posts. I do try to, at least once every couple weeks, I do try to put something that's just for patrons to kind of let our patrons know that I really appreciate their support, because without their support, I wouldn't have been able to keep my YouTube channel going. All right, and thank you, Shannon. It is kind of crazy just how much goes into a YouTube channel, kind of behind the scenes, and yep.
Request monthly camps, they'd be all for that.
We will be offering some more, and what I hope we can do is offer. Well, maybe I shouldn't. I've got plans, you guys, but I haven't finalized what my plans are. We'll let you know soon.
I will say this much though: it's a week-long camp was a huge commitment. We're probably going to aim for some smaller camps
during the school year. Yeah. Smaller, like 2 or 3 day camps. And Megan asks, is Animal Camp moving to Patreon? The Animal Camp will be posted next week on Patreon, so patrons can watch all of the replays of Animal Camp. And Zara,
we do realize a lot of patrons definitely paid and are attending the camp. We really appreciate the support.
Yeah, hugely. Zara asks, how do we know when you'll start doing videos again in the fall? We will, a week or two in advance, we'll announce all over social media, but our tentative date is around August 20th to 30th. Somewhere in there, that last week of August is when we plan to start doing videos in the fall again that will be public on YouTube.
Yeah. I have a lot of Math Dad versus Science Mom math challenge videos that I've got lined up, but we just haven't filmed them.
And again, those videos were videos we enjoyed doing, but the views were low enough that after doing, we have like 45 of them up on YouTube, right? After doing about 45, we looked at those and we thought, well, they're never gonna travel beyond like this initial 50 or so people who watch them. And so then we gave them up, retired them a bit. But Math Dad has been saving. He's been saving these challenge problems that on quarantine, he was like, well, I have this great problem, but I can't ask you because I wanted it to be Math Dad versus Science Mom, and I don't want you to know in advance. So we may start those up again.
So Science Mom Jamie says that her kids would love to do the game show format again.
The game show format was a lot of fun. I would like to bring that back as well. So we have plans, and if you have suggestions or ideas about what you would like to see in the fall, please email us, contact us. You can leave comments on these videos, or you can email us anytime at jenny@science.mom, or use the contact form on my website. And then we will be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I just saw somebody ask if I knew about the 7 bridges problem. Akiko, I don't know off the top of my head what you're referring to. Send me more details. I'm curious.
All right.
All right, well, thank you for joining us for this quick stream and looking at these fun little tortoises. I'd never seen them so small.
One more thing I want to address. So Robert says that they had friends who couldn't watch Quarantine because it's on YouTube. This is something we struggled with the entire time we were doing quarantine, because certain people's filters were really strict and anything that was on YouTube was not allowed. And then other filters, it would be fine. We did tag all our videos education, but still
some of them not until after the fact.
Yeah, but still there were some filters that were not letting them through. So there are two issues here. One, we are not yet big enough for like people at YouTube headquarters to really take notice and be like, oh, okay, this channel gets through. YouTube is putting together like these big educational kind of resources. And I have to tell you, I feel like a little tear of sadness every time I see a list of educational creators and Science Mom's not on it. I'm like, you guys, I've been working so hard for 3 years. Come on, where's the love? But, and that kind of gets back to our plan of growth. Like, we really need to see the channel get to like 100,000 subscribers if we want to sort of be up there with like the Amoeba Sisters and, you know, the other bigger educational channels. I'm hoping in the fall that we can put a lot of our content on Lab Exchange, which is a free educational platform that is run through Harvard University. And that should solve the problem with the filters. So if people can't watch on YouTube, they should be able to watch on Lab Exchange. That's kind of that's my hope. Because some of the filters that people have on their school Chromebooks are just really, really strict, and nothing on YouTube is going to get through. Even if you tag it educational, it's kind of a challenge. All right. We went way over and we have to get ready for animal camp in a few hours. We're going to pick up some snakes right now. I'm super excited. And we will see you guys on unlisted videos or on Facebook in a couple weeks. Bye.
Bye.